Interesting choice of words.
Well, to be a successful urban climber, no matter how much smack a guy talks, you gotta play safe. And what's the point if you end up a smear on the New York asphalt anyway?
So Clay's daredevilness was getting out of hand.
Clay always went for a higher vertical, always did stupider things than anyone else. Hate to say it, brah, but Clay got what was coming to him.
Not a fan, I take it.
Wasn't just climbing. The guy tried everything out there. Said he was walking on the bleeding edge. But if you ask anybody else, that edge must have been dull as a butter knife.
Nice metaphor, but I don't follow.
Clay was stupid with fashion, drugs, hairstyle. The guy strutted around like a damn peacock, when in fact everybody was laughing at him behind his back. At least we don't have to look at his clown face anymore. Don't know what witchcraft Clay used to hook poor Link. Link's big endorsement scheme was for Clay to climb the highest skyscrapers and then spool like a bunch of fancy banners. One big problem with that.
Let me guess, you'd need a pair of binocs to read an ad up that high.
Exactly. All Clay could talk about was how brilliant his big idea was. But all we could think about was Clay's middle name was Snafu. Stress on the AFU part, if you get me. Now all Link has is a meat sack for a client. Oh yeah, they used to be the emblem of the climber last year, but us elite climbers have moved on. We've given ours away to hookups, fanboys, and our entourage. But then knockoffs started showing up everywhere. Now even those pathetic granola rock climbers are wearing them. Lame. Bruh, that's righteous! Gotta be Amy's work. She's top line expensive. Hate to say it, but I gotta give Clay props for this. Funny how the last time we saw Clay, he was babbling about becoming bigger than a myth. Try flatter than a pancake. Seriously though, we couldn't make out what he was talking about. Some kind of medical thing. And he was gonna get Link to pay for it.
Wish we could say we were all watching Clay do his big downward spiral. Would have given anything to see that.
Careful. A wish like that makes you a murder suspect.
Cool your wingtips, Sherlock. We were here, downing drinks and scamming on the Trixies.
For your sake, I hope so. I'm heading back to the morgue, but both of you should know. One hair from either you Bobbsey twins shows up and you're instant toast.
You know where to find us, Detective. Good luck. Who the hell are the Bobbsey twins?
So get this, the guy might have been into serious surgical modification. Stuff that's frankly way out there.
What happened to the good old days of steel bars and tongue forking?
Welcome to 5 minutes in the future. Here are some bone fragments from our victim. After you assemble them, see if you detect something unusual. Notice these stainless steel hooks on the scapula? We didn't see them because when he hit the ground back first, these body modifications were slammed into the skeleton. I have no idea what they might be for. And the clavicle is an artificial bone, some super light material and very strong. Try running the serial number in the lab. And while you're there, I also have some suspicions about his blood. Maybe you and Lindsay can figure out what's going on with that.
Back again?
There's always something.
Well, let's get to it then. Besides the artificial bones, Clay was covered in needle marks.
You're thinking what I'm thinking, that Clay was dosing himself to tweak his body?
Not sure yet. Let's examine the blood sample the doc sent over. Blood contained trimethylzone. That explains why Clay shattered the way he did on impact. That drug thinned his bones out.
Sort of artificial osteoporosis.
Messing with the chemical composition of your body is never a good idea. We ran a search for the serial number from the victim's artificial clavicle. Let's see if we can cross-reference hits on that number sequence with local companies that use artificial bone agents. Looks like Coyle's Cuts designed and ordered those artificial bones from the manufacturer.
And their office is down the hall from the fall location.
Plus, the victim had their business card. Things look pretty bad for Dr. Coyle.
Sure do. I'm on my way to pick up the warrant for their offices. Let's figure out their connection to Mr. Sandor.
Not much of a security system if you leave the instruction manual lying around.
The quack has credentials. This X-ray shows the same body modifications our Vic had. A vial of trimethylzone. Same blood thinning chemical we found in our victim.
Hey, Mac. Looks like someone's trying to hide Clay's debts.
Clay owed Dr. Coyle more than $100 grand for medical procedures. I'd say that qualifies as a motive.
Who are you? Why are you in here? Those are my patient's confidential records. He may be gone, but unless you have a warrant...
Easy, Dr. Coyle. I'm Danny Messer, NYPD, okay? This is Mac Taylor. Warren here buys us admission to continue our little tour through your office.
Yes, your warrant does specify Mr. Sandor as the focus of your investigation. Very well, then. Clay Sandor. We joked that he was our own personal block of marble, from which we were chiseling something beautiful. Our one masterpiece.
One masterpiece. There are no other patients here?
We're so specialized in what we do, elevating the human form beyond the confines of our current evolution, that we only take one patient at a time.
Clay was staying here?
Yes, he left abruptly last night without explanation. We're deeply worried. Though Clay's a fast healer, treatment was still ongoing.
You mean he was still under your care?
Oh yes, he had at least a dozen more rounds of tests to go before we would have allowed him to leave. Please be careful with that. It is invaluable to our research here. This X-ray shows what we call scapular anchors, a kind of bony hook fused to bones near his shoulders. I designed them myself.
Hooks? Hooks for what?
You see, Clay wished to fly. It's obviously well beyond medicine's grasp to construct bird wings for a human body, though they'd be impractical at human size anyway. Clay had a brainstorm. Attach a surgical steel-framed paraglider to 2 anchor points. The paraglider would give him lift. Not powered flight, but flight nonetheless. Yes, I am fully qualified. Graduated near the top of my class. This line of work combines my medical skills with my creative nature. I create works of art, wrought from flesh itself. You haven't found the wings, have you?
No.
I'd really like to get them back. I'm not done working on them. Fact is, they have to be perfect. If he were to test the wings prematurely, if something were to happen, I'm afraid it may inspire the board to revoke my license. Between you and me, those jealous bastards think I'm crazy for dreaming so big. May I have a copy of that? I want my lawyer to see it. Motivate him to go after some back bills.
Sorry, it's evidence.
This is indeed a horrible tragedy. Clay was going to be the first flying man. We were going to make history. I could explain it to you, but, you really wouldn't understand. I use that booklet to remind me how to get out of the office when the security system is activated. We got his initial payment for $1 million, but Clay signed to pay much more. You think my services are cheap? I'm banking everything on my technique working, and this guy has the gall to receive fully rendered procedures and then renege on payment. It's not like I can take the surgeries back.
He owes you almost 100 grand more. That's gotta hurt you.
It's breaking me. I can't do R&D on my next project because of Clay. He's ruining me. It looks like fabric from Clay's wings, but I can't be sure.
With the blood smears outside his office and the money his motive, I mean, it's enough to bring Dr. Coyle in for further questioning. I'll meet you down at the station.